This video covers how to modify and save a data frame in the Shiny app, and this is done through the Data tab. We're going to use the same data. We just upload the same CSV file that we uploaded and converted into an R data frame. So we're going to scroll down, and we're going to go down to the Modify the Data Frame tab. So we're using the CSV file, but you can also use an R data file that comes out of R data. If you're using a CSV file, you'll want to make sure that under step number 3, analyze / save the text file, it's clicked yes. That makes it the active data frame. If you're using an R data frame, you don't need to click that. You can leave it as no. So we go back. As we scroll down, we see which variables are in that data frame. We see the second data frame, or the second variable is date, and we can see it is in a common date format, and that is the day of the values that were collected. We also have a start date, and that's in the same date format. To the left we see CHR, which means that for start date and date, they're both listed as in the character format. So it's just reading it in as text, but not an actual date. So we're going to need to convert that. And we'll also convert state, which is a character variable. We're going to convert that into a factor. A factor is similar to a character format, except that with the factor variable you have extra options that you can analyze, and we'll cover those later. So let's go down to modify the data frame. We have various options. If we can convert a variable to a character format under number 1, a factor format under number 2, or convert it to a numeric format in step 3. We're going to convert state to a factor format, so we'll click state there. We don't have any other character numeric variables that will convert, so we'll go to step 4. We do have two date formats, and under step 4, this is where we can convert our date format variables into properly formatted dates. So let's click on date. We'll scroll down, find the start date variable, click that there. We'll choose the correct time format in step 5. We had backslashes, so we'll go down to this format, 01/31/2021. It's month, day, year in the 4-digit year format. In the date above, you'll notice that it's read as 7/27/2020. There isn't that leading 0, but that's okay in this case. If it was a dash format, we would just pick that dash format, such as this. But we just find the matching format and list it there. Both variables are listed in this same format in number 5 that we have selected. So what we're going to do is leave this as number 2. So that indicates that there are two variables with this format. If start date was actually had a dash instead of the slash, we'd click that format, and under number 6 we'd put a 1,1 to indicate that there is one variable with this first format that has a slash, and that second value of 1 would indicate that we have one variable with that dash format. but in our case we're going to have two variables with this slash format. And then now we go down to number 7. We can subset the data if we want to. We'd click yes if we wanted to, and what we can do in step 8 is indicate what type of subsetting we'll do. We might select states that are from California, so we'd enter state, the equal sign twice, parentheses CA, and then close parentheses. And if we wanted to select just the first 10 variables, we'd enter in 1 colon 10, which indicates 1 through 10, and we can subset that data there. If we wanted all variables, or if we didn't want to select any variables, any specific variables, we would delete that, since that's an unused argument, and we would just leave in this subset equals state equal to California. But we're not going to subset here. Our next step on number 9 is to create the modified data set. So in the background it's creating that data for us, that modified data, and we have a special section on time. We can create time formats, or we can create time variables. In this case, the number of days between each of these two variables. So we'd want to go to our first time variable, which is our starting date. In this case it is start date, and time 2 is the later time period, and this is date of time collection. Start date is the year prior, and date is the date of date collection, or date of data collection. So these are in order of time. The first one is the first variable, and the second one is the date variable that comes later. Okay, so we do have in step 11 an option to create a YYMM and month variable, and those just indicate the year and the month. So January 2021 would be 2021-01, and month would give us an idea of what month that would be. So if that's the first month in if 2021-01 is the first month in our data set, then it would get a value of 1 under month. So we just need one variable that has our main time in it, and then for us that would be the date variable. And then we want to add the two sets of date variables into our data set, which has been modified. And we modify again. And now we have the option to save the modified data. We click yes in step 13. Because mod_df makes sense because it's a modified data frame, I'm going to save it. If we want to change that name, we can type in the new name here. So since I've done this before, I'm going to call this mod_df2, modified data frame 2. Now we click to download the data, and we see that data frame there. And this is our main R data. So I'm also changing that. So I'll end it with the extension .rdata and click save. Now you can go back and find your data, and this is how to modify and save an R data frame in the data tab.